I'm very motivated to go racing. There's still those emotions, those nerves, and the adrenaline all going for the same target. It's all down to you. Of course, you need a very professional environment.
What a breakthrough for BMW.
You must keep the pressure on. That's motorsport, and that's what we're here for, and that's what we cope with.
Podium in their rookie season. It's pole position 47 for Tom Sykes. What an impact from the rookie team. Mr. Super Pole has done it again. It's a podium for BMW. Exceeding expectations once again. How about a nice round of applause to get things started? Great memories from the 2019 season. Welcome to the BMW Motorrad Motorsport press conference here at the 2019 EICMA Expo. As you can see from the video, it was a tremendous year for BMW Motorrad Motorsport. The debut season for the new BMW S1000RR in the FIM Superbike World Championship. And in September, the new RR also debuted in the FIM Endurance World Championship with a third place at the Bol d'Or in France. Over the next 15 or 20 minutes or so, we're going to have a look back at 2019 and have a look forward to the 2020 season. To kick things off, I'd like to welcome onto the stage Mr. Markus Schramm, the head of BMW Motorrad, the BMW Motorrad Motorsport Director, Mr. Mark Bongers, and from the BMW Motorrad World Superbike team, Mr. Tom Sykes. We'll start then with Mr. Schramm. Mr. Schramm, last year here at EICMA, BMW Motorrad announced the works return, the factory team in World Superbike. Now the debut season of the BMW Motorrad World Superbike team has been concluded. What's your summary of the season?
Yeah, I think the entire BMW Motorrad World Superbike team and our motorsport staff in Munich have done a tremendous job. 2019 season, our debut season in World Superbike, served as a learning year to develop the race bike. We exceeded all our expectations. As you said, just a year ago we started the project and did the first test and started then 3 months later in Phillip Island. And already another 3 months later we celebrated our first podium in Misano together with Tom. More podiums followed and we have been consistently fighting for the top 6 in this highly competitive series. So overall, I have to admit, we have exceeded our expectation, and a big thank to the entire team.
In August, you extended your works involvement with the new RR also to the FIM Endurance World Championship. The first race, as I said in the introduction, at the Bol d'Or in France, already a big success.
Yes, absolutely. In a very short time again, the BMW Motorrad World Endurance team developed an endurance bike based on our RR for the World Superbike, working nearly day and night to be ready for Bol d'Or. And also here we exceeded our expectations. The team was among the front runners from the first session on, and in the end we finished Bol d'Or in 3rd position in a very strong field of 56 experienced teams. And that makes us very optimistic for the next races.
Apart from World Superbike and the FIM Endurance World Championship, the new RR has also been successful in many other racing disciplines, many different domestic championships. Can we just touch upon road racing?
Yes, it's great that our success we enjoyed with the previous RR in road racing seamlessly continue with the new model. The first international win for the new RR came in May when Peter Hickman was victorious at the Northwest 200. Peter then claimed 2 wins at the legendary Isle of Man TT, and at the Ulster Grand Prix he set new records to again be the world's fastest road racer. And apart from road racing, the new RR was also successful in other series, like the IDM, where the bike dominated. So I brought you some very impressive numbers, I think. With 120 racers and 91 teams, BMW Motorsport is present in 6 continents with 26 nations. And so far we received nearly 250 podiums, 85 classic victorious and 5 championships within 2019. Overall, all the strong performance in different race areas like the World Superbike, the Endurance Championship, National Series and road racing are evident that our series RR provides a perfect base for developing race versions meeting all the different requirements.
Thank you, Marcus. We'll move on to the director, the motorsport director for BMW Motorrad, Mr. Mark Bongers. Mark, when you started the development of the Superbike, the RR for this season, did you honestly expect at the beginning of 2019 to be so strong so quickly?
Well, at the start of the project, we did not foresee this yet. But, however, we knew that the new RR, with all its ingredients, would be a good base for a strong Superbike. Then, when we moved on to the first winter tests with our competitors, we showed that we had great potential, although we still had a lot of work ahead of us.
And what were the biggest challenges, would you say, from converting the road-going version of the RR into the fully-fledged Superbike?
Overall, the biggest challenge was the time scale of the whole project, which was extremely tight. And as you know, the first race is Australia, very early in the season and not right next door, which makes it also a challenge in terms of logistics. From a technical point of view, the biggest challenges concern the upgrades of complex components which have long lead times, for example, like the engines. And therefore, hence, we had to start in Australia with stock engines. But still, the first throw of our Superbike was very positive.
As you just mentioned, you started the season with stock engines, but development didn't stop once the season started. What other developments did you bring through the 2019 season?
The development is a continuous process throughout the season in all areas, but I think the improvements we have made, which made the biggest impact, were 2 upgrades of the engine, a new bodywork, and some modifications to the chassis. This season we have acquired a lot of data from which we could analyze our strengths, but also identify the areas where we have to improve. And this will be our base for the work we will conduct this winter.
Obviously, we are about to launch the new 2020 model. What further developments and areas of improvement on the RR can we expect from BMW moving forward?
I hope quite a few. At the last races, our performance was not entirely up to expectation. We still seem to have some deficits in low grip conditions. So one of the main areas which we will concentrate on is to create grip and work with the balance of the bike. So then one of the topics which we've been struggling with this year is top speed. So we expect to have another engine upgrade at the beginning of next season, as well as some aerodynamic changes. All in all, a real challenge, but we're very motivated to master it.
Thank you, Mark. We'll move on then to Tom Sykes, former world champion, joined the BMW Motorrad project at the beginning of the season, and you were in the project right from the start. Could you sum up the season for us? Were you happy with the debut season with the BMW RR?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, obviously I'm very proud to be part of this project, so and considering the time frame, you know, for me the first time on track was in December 2018, and I have to say I'm very proud of the whole of the BMW Motorrad World Superbike team, because to start in this December just before Christmas and then in the debut season to get these, you know, pole positions and podium finishes, for me is incredible. We're up against manufacturers who have a lot of years of base setup information. So for me this was our difficult season. I was aware of that when I joined the project, but like I said, I think everybody involved handled themselves really well. We now have a very good amount of information, which will certainly set us up going into next season much stronger. The guys now, you know, their hard work continues. I'm able to relax a little bit, but their hard work will continue. You know, they know the areas they need to improve. And finally, I'm excited for the challenge because I feel we'll be much more prepared for next season.
You mentioned a few highlights, some strong moments, pole positions, podium finishes. If there was one personal highlight for you through the season, in your first season with the BMW team, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from the time frame and being able to get those kind of results. I mean, one thing which was really nice for me is with this with the BMW S1000RR. One thing which made me most happy was I was able to enjoy riding the bike in the wet again. I've you know, a good feel and feedback from this model. So that was something which I personally enjoyed. But I think the highlight has to be the pole position and the podium finishes at Donington Park, my home race. And you know, Donington to me is a circuit of two halves. I'm very happy because the S1000RR works very well there, which to me again shows that it has a clear potential. And yeah, hopefully now we'll aim to improve those results next year.
Talking then of next year, of course, you're a former world champion. You know what it takes to win a world championship. Yep. You've clearly got the team around you. What's your personal goal for next year? No pressure. Can we see the #1 on the BMW at the end of the season?
Well, like you said, no pressure, and that's what we'll go racing for. You know, the team know that, you know, when I turn up to win races, and you know, of course, we have development. This year has been a challenge. Of course, next year I feel we will be stronger. The target for me is to, you know, I would like to see some race wins, and then we'll go from there. But like I said, the natural thing for me is continue that development and see where we line up. I'm very proud that I've got a real amount of strong effort, not only from the team but the guys back in the factory, and I'm sure we'll do our best job. And you know, race wins means something more. So you know, step by step, we'll aim for that.
Thanks, Tom. Marcus, I'd like just to come back to you for a second and ask you the same question. Obviously, riders' objectives and their desires are sometimes a little bit different. They obviously want to win. You want to win. From your point of view, what's your objectives for the World Superbike team next year?
Personally, I think we are looking for an exciting season ahead, and that is endurance, road racing, but especially with the World Superbike team, we don't have any target in terms of podiums or wins, but we will improve year on year, and that is the target for us.
Great stuff. Okay, that's a little bit of a look back at 2019. It's time now to have a look to the future and the 2020 season. I'd like to just take a short moment to welcome onto the stage the second rider for the 2020 BMW Motorrad World Superbike team, a new rider joining the squad, Eugene Laverty. And Eugene, Tom as well, if I could ask you now, please, to reveal the 2020 World Superbike BMW S1000RR. Wow, she's a beauty. Round of applause, ladies and gents. This is the machine that Tom and Eugene will fight to win the World Championship next year. And Eugene, I'm sure everybody here would like to know what she sounds like.
Oh, good.
Tom, you might have to help him, mate.
Listen, it's all right. I'll help him once.
Good job. Teamwork clearly makes the dream work, eh?
Exactly.
There we go, working together as a team already. Eugene, I think you'll agree the bike looks fantastic. You've competed against it this year. You're now part of the World Superbike team. How happy are you to be part of this fantastic project?
For me, I'm just honestly so thankful for this opportunity from BMW after an injury-stricken 2019 season. I just really, I'm pleased that they placed the faith in me and didn't forget that a fast rider is always a fast rider. I'm grateful and the fact that I'm back onto an inline 4. The last victory that I had in World Superbike was with the inline 4 engine. I've been on the V4 for the last 5 years, so hopefully that's a good omen of good things to come.
And what are your personal goals for next year? Obviously, to get on the podium and to fight for wins, but realistically, what's the objective for 2020 for Eugene Laverty?
Like I said, I want to be back winning races. That's why I was eager to get involved with this project. I can see a bike in its rookie season already on the podium and pole positions, and for that reason, I said, okay, this is a project I need to be part of. So definitely in the short term, I want to get back to winning some races, but this is something that I want to be involved with for the long term and become world champion finally after being 3 times runner-up in the World Championship, 1 time to Tom Sykes. So it would be nice to become world champion finally.
Thanks, Eugene. Well, in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, you will have a chance in an informal environment to have a chat to all of the protagonists. But just to finish our final lap here of our press conference, I'd like to invite the World Superbike team manager, Mr. Sean Muir, onto the stage just for some official photographs. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Muir. And Marcus, Mark, Tom, and Sean, maybe you want to move forward just near the bike, and we'll allow the photographs to be taken. And I think we're just going to lose the headsets as well, just for the photographs. And whilst everybody gets ready, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to unveil the 2020 World Superbike team from BMW Motorrad. 2 riders, Tom Sykes and Eugene Laverty. Thank you all very much indeed. And as I said, ladies and gents, you are now welcome to relax with us with a drink and to have a chat to the riders. And Tom and Eugene will see you in Phillip Island.